Okay, welcome back. So we'll start with your introduction. So first, I'll go ahead with Dolly. Ramu, be unmute. I'll be back to you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Myself, Dolly R. I have done my SLC in Chamarspet Girls High School and I have done my BUC in SBMG College. And I have completed my mechanical engineering from SJBIT College in the year 2019. And my hobbies are singing, dancing, and I also do trekking sometimes.
So Ramu, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Sir, myself, I am Ramu MS. I am from Hassan. I completed my graduation in mechanical engineering in the year of 2021, and I did my pre-university in DVS Independent PU College, Shumaga, and my key skills are manual testing with API tool and uh, mobile testing with ADB tools and a studio.
Okay. Good. So now I'll go ahead with Dolly. I'll finish our interview, then I'll come back to you, Ramu.
Okay.
So Dolly, can you please talk about manual testing, whatever you know, for 5 minutes? Whatever you know about manual testing. You have attended a class for 45 days. I wanted to understand what you know about testing for 5 minutes.
Okay. So manual testing is basically testing the software application without using any of the automation tool, and here we'll be testing it manually. As soon as we get the build from the get the build from the developers for testing. So here the testing process starts. So here we will be doing different types of testing like smoke testing, integration testing, functional testing, system testing, and so on. So these are the types of black box testing. And also we have white box testing also, which will be done by the developers while coding. So how the testing procedure carries is test in terms of test engineers. So whenever we get the build from the developers, we start testing it. First, we will be doing the smoke testing. So here, what is smoke testing means? Here we will be verifying the basic or critical features of the software application. And why we do this? Because as soon as we get a new build from the developers, it is very much necessary to do the smoke testing because if the build is not at all working, then there is no use of taking the build to the further testing. That is why we do smoke testing. And carrying further will be continuing with functional testing. So functional testing means uh, testing the functionality of each and every feature uh, before we do rigorous and thorough testing is called functional testing. And here so first we will be using the valid data, that is a positive data will be giving the input like the valid inputs. And so there are a certain procedure to follow when we are doing functional testing. So first we'll be giving valid data, and then we will be start giving the invalid data. And once it is not working, once the software application is not working with the invalid data, we are not stopping there. So we'll be continuing further. And once we complete all the invalid data testing, then we will be sending the report to the test lead. So this is how the functional testing goes on. Next, we will be doing the integration testing. That means here we will be checking the data flow or between the two features. And why integration testing is important means, like when we are using the software application, there'll be interconnected features. Like example, when we are using WhatsApp, there'll be like in WhatsApp we'll be checking the contacts also. So like this, the features are interconnected, and that is why we do integration testing. Moving to the next, that is system testing. Systems testing is the main testing, like it is an end-to-end testing, like how the software application works. Here the testing environment should be similar to the production environment. Uh, that is a main scenario of system testing. Why? Because there are chances that we might have done 99% and it would have not worked in the production environment. That is why, that is because the hardware configuration used in testing environment might not be similar to the production environment, and also software configuration also might impact. That means we should have similar, like we will be like in the final we will be giving release note to the customer. There we would have mentioned like which configuration we are using, which version we are using, so you seeing that they can use that. So this is about the system testing, like why the testing environment should be similar to the production environment. Moving to the next, we have different different testings like exploratory testing. So exploratory testing means when we don't have any requirement, when we start exploring the application and finding ourselves like what to do, how the application works. So this kind of testing is called as exploratory testing. And also we do ad hoc testing, which is a negative type of testing. That means here we won't be following any requirement. We will be randomly checking the software application. So why ad hoc testing is important when it is a negative testing means we will be like the developer, when he's developing the software application, he'll be checking the requirement and he would have developed. And also when a test engineer is testing, he will be looking into the test cases and he will be he'll be testing the application or software application. So in this case we will be going in a systematically. So in this case we would have not find any defects. When a user, he'll be checking or he'll be using the application randomly, he might have not used a systematic way. So this time he would have got the defects which developers and test engineers would have not got. So this is why we'll be doing ad hoc testing. And this here we won't be giving like more amount of time for ad hoc testing. We will do it when we are free and when we are doing the other testing, and suddenly we'll get the ad hoc situation like, okay, this we can try. At that time we will be doing. And when we get more ad hoc testing scenarios, at that time what we will do is we will record it and then we will be doing it later once we finish all the actual testing. That is because the customer satisfaction is more important for us, and we will be testing it first in the requirement, like how it is mentioned in the requirement. So that will be our first criteria. So after ad hoc we have we have different testing like we have sanity testing also. Sanity testing means here we will be checking the defect fixes. Here we'll be checking the defect fixes and the new functionalities of a software application or a build. It is done in the last stage, it is done in the last when the features or when the builds are relatively stable after doing multiple regression testing. So continuing with this, we have one more testing called regression testing. Regression testing means here we'll be checking the unchanged features of a software application to make sure that it is stable even after the changes. That means whenever we get a new build from the developers, there are chances that it would have gone through like changes, and also it would have gone through the changes, and also one defect would have impacted the other defect. Defect would have made the we would have got one more extra defect from that, and also it would have impacted any of the region. So this is why we do regression testing. And in regression testing also we have different types like unit regression, regional regression and full regression. So in unit regression we only check the particular region. Like if we take like the submit button, Only if the developer is doing the changes in the submit button, then we'll be checking only the submit button. Then we won't be checking out any of the other features, because it is like the it is time consuming. So this is why we'll be doing unit regression, and full regression is will be checking the, like, we'll be testing the application completely. And when it comes to regional, then we'll be checking only the impacted region of the software application. So this is how the testing process continues. And before and also we have a different like etc, we have different testing types. So before we test the any of the software application, first we have to check for all the testing scenarios. Like first, before that, we will be checking the requirement. As soon as we get the requirement, uh, we will be completely understanding the requirement. And
Stop. Good preparation since it's a beginning mock. I'll go ahead with the Ram.
Okay, sir.
Am I audible, Ram?
Yes, sir. Sir, for the same question.
For you, I will go ahead with mobile. What do you know about mobile application testing? Can you please talk about that mobile application testing for 2 to 3 minutes?
Sir,
How this
actually,
mobile application testing is different from web application testing?
I am not do revision. But
Okay. You're good at manual testing?
yes, sir.
Okay. Can you please talk about V and V model and agile methodology for 5 to 10 minutes?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
V&V model is nothing but a verification and validation model. In order to overcome the demerits of the waterfall model and spiral model, we go through the V&V model. And here the verification is nothing but the here we are going to verify whether the CRS document and SRS document and high level design, low level design are correct or not according to the customer requirement, and they are the whether the document are correct not or not, that what we are verify the documents. And here we are going to check whether we are building the right product in a right manner. And validation is nothing but a here we are checking the functional behavior of an application by executing the test cases. And here we have assured that, make sure that we are going to build a product in a right manner according to the customer requirement. And in the V&V model, it is a parallel process which is carried out by the developer and test engineers. And here in first stage in V&V model, the business analyst will go to the customer place, and he will gather the all the requirements of the customer, and he will translate it into the software language, which is the business language to software language. And later we will get a CRS document from the project manager, and project manager will give the one copy of a CRS document to the development team, and another copy of CRS document to the testing team. There we will developers will take the CRS document, and they will start converting the CRS document to the SRS document. That means customers, they will convert the customers requirement specification into the software requirement specification. And meanwhile, we the test engineers, we will go through the CRS documents, and we will check whether the requirements are given by the customer is correct or not, whether the document consists of any conflict requirements, or there is any missing requirements, or there is any wrong requirements. If we find such wrong requirements or conflicts in the requirement, we will report back to the developer. He will then developer will report it back into the project manager, and project manager will talk to the customer, and he will get the updated CRS document. Once the testing team ensures that the CRS document is good to go, then we move further to the further process. While in reviewing the CRS document, we write the acceptance test cases and acceptance test plan. In stage 2, the mere development team are ready with the SRS document, that is a software requirement specification document, and they will start converting the software requirement specification document to the high level design. And in meanwhile, the testing team, we write the test cases for the uh, system test cases, and we will write the system test plan and as well as system test cases, and we will check whether the CRS document is correctly completely converted into the SRS document or not, and that's what we will check, and we will write the test cases for system testing. And in stage 3, we developers are ready with the high level design, and they will start converting the high level design to low level design. Meanwhile, we the test engineers will check the high level design is correct or not, and we will write the integration test cases and integration test plan. In stage 4, developers are ready with the low level design, and they will check the low level design, and they will start doing white box testing. And here in the white box testing, they will start checking the code line by line, and whether the internal structure of the code, whether the logic of the code is correct or not. They will go through the source code, and they will check it, and that white box testing is also called as a crystal testing. And after white box testing is done, they will deliver the piece of software to the testing team, and in the testing team will check the high level design, and we will also write the test cases for functional testing test cases, and the functional test plans. And when we get the software piece of software from the development team, we will going to check the carry the further testing like functional testing, integration testing, and system testing, and those are all testings are performed. And later we will find any defect in this software, we will report it into the back to the development team. Once the development team will check this defect, and he will make sure that we the test engineers make sure that if the software is not any defect, it is software is good to go for the live environment, which should release the to the UAT environment. And the main advantages of this V&V model are, here the deliverables are carried in a parallel ways. While developers are doing the development team, the test engineers are ready with the testing, and the testing team involved in the initial test stages only. So the defect of downward defect flow is very less. We find the defect in a initial stages, and here the customer can change his requirement at the any stage of the cycle. So we will take the requirement changes inside in the process, and it will uh, help for the very complex project where the customer is expecting a high level high quality of the product. Then we go for this V&V model. And what are the demerits of the V&V model are, and it is the communication between test engineers and development engineers will highly required. If there is no communication between test engineers and development engineers, there is chances are there the project will get spoiled. And here the testing of requirement and other all documentation is very less. We are not going to prefer the highly prefer the testing of documents or design documents. So initially we are investing the more cost on the testing team, since the testing team is involved in the initial stages, so the initial cost is high in this V&V model.
Okay, go ahead with agile methodology.
And agile methodology, it is a iterative and incremental approach, where the customer is keep on changing is the requirement, and we the company will take up all the requirements, and she'll accept the requirement changes, and they will develop the product, and they will test the product, and they will deliver the piece of software to the customer side. And here in agile methodology, we are mainly focusing on the customer satisfaction. Whatever the customer, he will give the requirement changes at the any stage of the agile process. And agile means it is um, to move smoothly, and we should deliver the software with the very quickly. So here the release cycles are very fast. The customer is not waiting for a so long time. So we will discuss with the teams, and we will collaborate with the teams, and we will deliver the software piece of software uh, quickly. And here the communication is very important between the testing team, then development team, project manager, product owner, and the business analyst. So here we will require a expertise team to handle the agile methodology. And in agile methodology, we'll mainly focus on the customer satisfaction. Whenever the customer needs a requirement changes, we will accept those requirement, and we will discuss through the teams, and we'll move to the um, other process. And in agile methodology include of a scrum is an approach of carrying the agile process. Here in a scrum team, the project manager and test business analyst and product owner, testing team and development team are all um, involved. And here the project owner, he will handle the organization level process to he will discuss with the customer, and he will specify what we do in the this process. And here scrum master, he will conduct a daily stand up meeting. He will take care of the whole how the process is going on in the agile methodology. And he will take the daily stand up call 10 to 15 minutes. What is went well yesterday, what is went well today, what we are going to plan, and what are all the plannings will future plannings will need to implement on the project. These are all the taken by the scrum master. And here yes and here we will have a lot of meetings with the uh, particular teams, like backlog meetings, and retrospect meetings, like release retrospect meeting. And here in agile methodology, we are going to project manager, he will our product owner, he will write some user stories, that is known as product backlog meeting, that is known as users. He will create some user stories, and he will create some epics. And user stories is nothing but the task which are assigned to the development team and the testing team, when to complete the task, and what are all the tasks we are going to do in the future. And here release sorry
ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಓದಿದ್ಯಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Okay, fine. Dolly, what is the difference between verification and validation?
Verification means verifying or testing the CRS, that is customer requirement specification, high level design, low level design, and to check whether it is according to the customer requirement or not is called verification. Here we are checking whether are we building the product right, system right, and software right. So validation means here will be testing the functionality of a software application by executing the test cases. This means validation, and here we are ensuring that are we building the right product, right software, and right system.
Ramu, what is the difference between priority and severity?
sir.
Priority and severity, Ramu.
Sir, priority is nothing but here we are going to prioritize the test cases which we are going to which are all the we are going to resolve the first, and we prioritize on the which prioritize on how the bug is resolved in a quick manner. And in severity means how the bug is affecting to the business. And this is meant by severity. And in severity we have four types. One is blocker, and another one is critical bug, and another one is major bug and a minor bug. In the blocker, it will stop the user to do the software activities in the software application. It will
Chitrana Masarana, you're mixing everything. Okay. Can you please tell me all the ADB commands which you are going to use it in our project? There are 17 to 18 ADB commands were given, right?
yes, sir.
Remember? Yes or no?
Sir, yes, but I forgot.
Not able to hear. Be louder.
Sir, I forgot that.
Okay.
I'm checking.
Can you please tell me all the API status codes which are available?
Sir,
Don't know. Okay, it's a first mock. Prepare. Okay, it's a first mock. Prepare. You'll be having next week. I'll be taking a project transition class, and then you'll be having a final mock interview with all the concepts. Okay, please be prepared. Dolly, can you please tell me all the ADB commands which you are going to use it in your project? You're on mute.
Yeah. So we have like ADB devices to check whether the list of attached devices in the command prompt, and we have like ADB -R to reinstall the software application, and we have -D-R, that is whenever we are installing the software like the downgrade version of the software application, we'll be using this. And whenever we have to take the screenshot, then we will be using ADB shell slash ADB ADB shell slash ADB screen cap slash SD card slash file name.png, and in the next line, ADB ADB screen cap slash SD card slash file name.png, and then in the next line start. And whenever we are screen recording, we'll be typing like ADB shell slash ADB screen record slash SD card slash file name.mp4, and in the next line, ADB screen record slash ADB screen record slash SD card slash file name.mp4, and next is start. So these are the ADB commands which I.
Okay. Can you please tell me all the status codes which we use it for API testing?
We have different status codes, like we have 200 OK and 404, which means error.
First, tell me the categories.
Actually, sir, I have not like.
What is API? Remember? Prepared. Huh?
Sorry.
That topic I have not.
Okay. Good preparation is good. Okay, so in the beginning stage, manual testing prepared. Mobile and API is also very, very important. Please focus on that. So I'm not stressing those points now, but it's an initial mock. So both of you prepared well. So before you come to the final mock, make sure you prepare all the concepts of API, mobile, and all the tools, how to install. I will ask in the interview how to install those tools. Okay, fine then. Okay, so anything you want to ask? Stop the recording.